You may know the History Channel's hit show Pawn Stars. Well, there's a new spinoff you need to know about. It's called Pawnography. We have the star of the show here on Studio 10, Christopher Titus. You may remember him from Fox's Titus back in the day. Good to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks, man. I hate to have to say my old show back in the day. I feel like, yeah, way back in the 40s when Milton Berle was still around, Titus had his own show. But thanks, man. Yeah, Pawnography, man. It's weird to tell people that. What are you doing now, Titus? I'm doing Pawnography, and then they start laughing. So it's maybe I need to get to the gym more.
I had to be very careful saying the name of the show. I pronounce it slowly, Pawnography, as to not have any misinterpretation. So tell us a little bit about Pawnography. What is it, man?
It's a game. History came up with a game show with the guys from Pawn Stars, and Rick Harrison, Corey, and Chumley are on it, and I just host it. You know, I'm just a hired gun on this one, and it's great to watch, man. These because they're competing against. It's not like some game show with just some guys off the street, although we have that. But there was PhDs and doctorates came in, and the questions are like, it's not pop reference questions. You know, like how many times was Michael Jackson's nose replaced? It's not like that. It's like about history and World War II. So you had to be pretty smart to know it. And the amazing thing for me to watch was, you know, Rick Harrison didn't go to college, but because he runs that pawn shop and he has to know all this stuff, what he's buying, he was destroying people with PhDs. It was great. And those people were pretty harsh on the show. People in Mobile like it because we kicked them off too. There was when people lost and they had a PhD, my attitude was like, wow, you need to take a receipt and go get your money back on that degree, my friend, because you just got your butt handed to you by a Pawn Star guy. So it's great. It was fun. And Corey and Chumley are ripping on me all the time. It's a show where it's like hanging out with four of your best friends that you just insult each other all the time. I had a blast doing it.
Yeah, but to get back a little bit though, do you know how many times Michael Jackson had his nose replaced?
I know how many times it fell off accidentally, but not how many times it was replaced.
Well, it sounds great. And one other thing that makes this show cool is that I think it's one of the only game shows where the contestants, you don't want them to win. The people who are doing the show don't want them to win. Explain that element of it.
Well, the stuff that's come out of the pawn shop, it's Rick's stuff. Like, it's literally his private collection. We've gone in the pawn shop and took stuff that he puts in the back that he wants. And that's the most valuable stuff to him. So he's got kind of something at stake at it, and he wants his stuff. So the first round is against Corey and Chumley, which could go horribly wrong. There was times that Rick had to dig out, because the second round, Rick has to basically beat the contestants, and every round they win a new prize. So the third round is the suicide round. 10 questions to all three of them, Rick, Corey, and Chumley, and then 10 questions to the same questions, by the way, to the contestant. And they're in isolation booths, so they can't hear. Well, then they come out, and we don't tell anybody who got the most questions right. We let Rick try to buy his stuff back. And so, like, sometimes the stuff's worth, yeah, Rick doesn't want to give any of the stuff away, by the way. He's really weird about it. So let's say the stuff's worth like 21 grand. Well, so the contestant will think, well, how many questions did I get right? I got maybe 8 out of 10. So I want 19 grand. And Rick always starts at like $4. Rick's like, I'll give you $5. And then it negotiates from there. And if there was a couple times that Rick got nervous, and you could tell, and he actually started out like, I don't think I got those. He goes, I'll give you $5 grand to walk away. And when he started at $5 grand, I was like, wow, that's the unconfident Rick. And there was times when the contestants were jerks. Dude, there was times when the contestants were jerks, and Rick just started it literally like he's like $250. That's it, on a $20,000 prize. And so it was cool. And then at the end, then we have to reveal who actually won. And if they agree, then they don't reveal it, or we reveal it after they agree, because then you can see who really lost. And then if the guy won't settle, we reveal it, and sometimes people walk away with 0, which is kind of there's part of me, the sick part of me loves that part.
Well, that's cool, though, because that's kind of what pawn shops are all about, that bartering, that back and forth, and to have that element mixed into the show, I think is critical to the show. So I think that's really cool. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you about, because we're running out of time here, is you're touring the country with your new stand-up show, and previously I've heard some of your thoughts on marriage, and man, I'm a happily married dude for my first marriage, and you're trying to destroy the theory of a happy marriage. Tell us about that.
Well, here's what I've learned. Here's what I've learned, young man. How long have you been married for, by the way?
Just about 3 years.
Okay, good. You got about another 12 years, and it's going to go horribly wrong. Besides that, though, here's what I learned. I learned that happiness is possible, but you've got to get through your first marriage first.
Disagree. Strongly disagree, especially if my wife's watching. I vehemently disagree. Hey, so your new stand-up show, is called what, and when can the people see you? How can they learn more about it?
I'm touring the country right now. You can go to my website, ChristopherTitus.com. It's called The Angry Pursuit of Happiness, because I kind of had to face that. My new wife, I'm really happy now, and that scared the hell out of me. So you go see it, but go to ChristopherTitus.com or follow me on Twitter @TitusNation, and I'll let you know where I'm going to be. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you having me on.
No problem. Thanks for being here on Studio 10. The show is Thursday, Pawnography. Thanks a lot, Titus.